Set 10325, the Alpine Lodge, is the latest addition to the Lego Winter Village line. It comes with a total of 1,517 pieces while retaining the standard $100 price point. Like the latest Winter Village sets, a light brick is included, and there are a few new pieces, or at least in new colors, that we will take a closer look at in a moment. Opening the box, we are greeted to 10 numbered bags and 2 building stages. One for the main build, which is considered the parents' build, and one for the side builds, which are generally simpler builds for younger children. This allows for the entire family to join the fun, and LEGO is really pushing for group builds throughout the instructions. Taking a look at the minifigures, of which there are 5 included in the set, we have a skier, a little child, and what I believe to be the child's mother and grandmother. And lastly, who I assume to be the groundskeeper or owner of the Two Pines Inn. There's also 3 little critters included, a cat, a bird, and a squirrel. The first build in the set is this basic Christmas tree, which we have seen similar builds in previous Winter Village sets, but there's a bit of a story being told here. First is the tree without the decorations, which I will get to in a minute. Then you build the snowmobile, which is good looking enough, and a simpler build for a younger audience. But my main issue with this build is that the ball joint connection is too stiff and requires force to move it in different positions. But once the tree and snowmobiles are built, you can cut down the tree and then load it up in the snowmobile and deliver it to the Two Pines Inn, where you will add decorations to it towards the end of the build. Somewhere along the way, you may also have to stop by the little boys' room to handle your business. Yes, this is a Lego Outhouse build, and overall I think it's a fun addition and looks really good for how simple of a build and how little pieces go into it. However, it does make me wonder how the Two Pines Inn received a 5-star rating without any interior lavatories. The last side build is the Frozen Lake, which I think looks really good all around and is actually quite sizable. The foundation is built sideways, so sort of a snot technique, and the translucent, glittery, bluish, purple panels resemble a frozen lake very well. The tree build here utilizes a fern piece, which I believe first came out in 2023's Rivendell, but here they are rotated downward, and I think this is an excellent looking tree design. Lastly, there's a little small snowman, a wooden deck which looks pretty good, and a little bench with 2 ice skates. But it appears that this is a very exclusive and expensive skating session. Lastly, we move to the main build itself, the Two Pines Inn, and I have to say that this set looks great overall, but I do have a few gripes which I will mention throughout. The base of the building is composed of light and dark bluish gray elements to resemble a strong concrete masonry based structure, which kind of reminds me of the LEGO Ideas medieval blacksmith. I think this set has great details throughout the exterior, which I think look really well, like the Two Pines Inn signage, some good accessories and storage for the groundskeeper, and nicely designed windows and shutters which add a good bit of contrast. Moving upward, we can see 2 of our critters in the set's placement, and the main draw for this set, the wooden cabin style building technique. This portion of the building is built using the snot technique and consists of 1x1s, 1x2s, and 1x4 in this half oval style pieces, which I believe the larger elements are new to this set, or at least in this nougat color. You mostly build these in small little overlapping sections, and overall I just didn't enjoy this portion of the build as much as I thought I would have. And this was disappointing because I felt the main appeal to this set was one of the biggest slogs in the build, but your mileage may vary. There's other great details throughout the second floor frontage, like the balcony railing and the windows, both of which have a very heavy snow cover with the use of these newer pieces in white. However, I'm not sure if it was by design, but these thicker pieces do not allow the windows to open, which may have been an oversight. Or, like I said, by design to resemble heavy snowfall. The door also tends to get caught on a few of these snow elements. The roof also showcases the heavy snowfall by being fully encompassed in various white Lego pieces. This continues to the chimney, which is actually where the light brick is stored and can be actuated by pressing on the top of the chimney. Moving from the balcony while tracking in all the snow into the second floor interior, we can see that the lodge is full of good detail. There's plenty of furniture for guests to store their heavy winter clothes throughout, and by opening the roof section we can see that there's a total of 3 small beds included. The light brick can be seen in 2 places in this build, like here on the second floor next to the bed, and then the main fireplace opening on the first floor. And a roaring fire it truly is, which I'm sure the guests can feel and warm up from the cold and this common seating area just next to it. The rest of the first floor is detailed well enough with a front desk area for guests to sign in, grab some coffee, or enjoy some sweet treats. The Christmas tree delivered from the snowmobile is now decorated in some translucent circular tiles, but a bigger and more lavishly decorated tree would have helped fill out the bottom floor a bit more, as I feel something is missing, maybe like a rug near the check-in counter. Now I'd like to give my final thoughts. Overall, I think this is a great holiday build for the entire family. It looks really good overall, and I think it will fit well in some people's Lego cities, which have a dedicated forest area. However, this just doesn't feel like a Winter Village set to me. Yes, it is Christmas themed, but not as Christmassy as most of the past sets in the theme. I think Lego went for a build that would appeal to all the Winter Village collectors, but also to a wider audience that could easily modify this into a non-holiday set. Lastly, while I love the look of the newer log cabin style pieces and how they overlap each other at the corners, really making this effect come to life, I think the overusage of these pieces in some portions of the build just made it look a little too rounded and shiny for a Lego product. Like, it's not this extreme, but it kind of reminds me of when SpongeBob turned normal. However, that aside, I think it's an excellent build. It looks really good. It comes in at a very fair price point, and it's an experience that can be shared with the whole family. Overall, I give the set a commendable 8.5 out of 10. If you're interested in purchasing this set, please use my affiliate link in the description. I would get a small kickback, which helps me create more Lego review videos in the future. And if you're new to the Winter Village series, consider checking out my review of last year's set or my ranking of all the Winter Village sets on the end screen now.